Hello everyone. This video will give you details regarding the prose called Character's Destiny, written by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. While introducing the author to you, I can say he is a good teacher, a philosopher, and also a statesman. He presented the vision of India for the future, and he represented the character alone will make a nation to a good state, and he substantially explained few points here for justification, and he imbibed the values apart from education in order to maintain a morality in oneself towards the success of a nation. So this is the concept which he had given us in this prose piece. Let us see what it is. And he had said a few essential needs which India should develop or India should get immediately. Okay, so he had written this in post-independence period. Definitely the struggle and his concepts in order to get freedom and others' influence on his mind will be there in order to survive as a man, as an Indian citizen. Okay, and he had seen the renaissance and reformations of other countries and revolutions in industrial and political side of other countries. Okay, and he compares that other countries had seen these things many centuries before, but India, the country, had seen all of a sudden a renaissance. India had seen that is a new birth, that is a independent India. Okay, and the reformation, reforming few things, might be political ideas and boundaries of few nations, all these things he could say. An industrial revolution, the science and development. Okay, and the political revolution, the politics, India, people, states, partition of India as Pakistan and India, all these things can be come under these things. So all these things India had seen all of a sudden. So people could not believe what had happened in this time. When we engage in a work, when we engage in a process, for example, when we engage in a process of education, we have many exams before the final exam, and we practice, and we could know what is an exam, and we could know how to prepare for an exam. So all these things can be done, but here this process is missing here. For Indian people, this process is missing here, and this is what Radhakrishnan says here. India needs the process. India needs some time to accept everything, but all of a sudden it had entered into the country. So he wanted to make people to cope up with them. Okay, he says other countries are developed in internet, cell phones, artificial intelligence in very recent days. So how about India? Whether India will achieve in future or not? This is what he asks. India will definitely achieve. He himself says India will definitely achieve. But India and Indian needs certain things to be in a developed state. So let us see what are all they. Okay, he takes religion and science for this purpose. Okay, religion in the sense before the development of science, before science there was religion. Everything man depended on God or at least some external force. But after science, man stopped thinking about God. Even man thinks about God in the scientific developments, but I hope not much. People are always with mobiles, rather than being in temple, mosques and churches. Okay, so it seems the best example. People are there, people keep aside mobile and they keep themselves inside the religious places. But the thing is, how much we really take the religion, that's the thing. Why he stresses religion here? Science is the thing which others taught us. Teacher taught science to a student and the student develops and he gets a project and he succeeds in it and he plans for another project based on that and he develops it and he gives it to a company and that company takes it as a whole new thing and they plan it as a new cell phone or new technology equipment or device, anything else. But regarding science, it has to carry forward by a society to another society. Okay, and the religion says about values, moral values, the conduct of life, the codes of life, how to lead a life, how to behave with others, all these things, how to behave oneself, how to behave with others. These things education is also explaining. But before education, family has to teach some moral values for the people, family people. So where does the family gets the principles? It gets the principle from the elders. Where does the elders get the principles? All these principles have got from the religious scriptures. So the people got everything from religion. Okay, so science had been replaced by religion. So here Radhakrishnan says world is full of technological developments, nuclear weapons, scientific developments, everything. Whether science alone is enough in order to secure world? Radhakrishnan says other countries are equipping science and technology in order to save them, which means the countries are not trusting manhood, humanity. That is, human are the trusted one. Machines we cannot trust, At all of a sudden, a machine cannot be in a working state. So at that time, we will be depending on another machine or another man. So if a nuclear weapon doesn't work, what a country will do? So a man will be always with some kind of assisting works in order to work the in order to work the function of that machine. Okay. So without man, there is no science. So please go for manhood. Please go for humanity. Please go for peace. All these things had been said by Radhakrishnan here. Okay, and we have seen what is religion, what is science, and how science is replaced by religion, what the world expects. All these things we have seen. But what are all the expectations of Radhakrishnan here? Okay, Radhakrishnan expects that manhood should be allowed inside the world. Humanity should be followed. And good things should be kept up. Universities should not send the batches of students only with the knowledge but also with some moral values. If so, the future generation will be good, and the thinking towards one's nation for its security will be also good. And if a good perspective has been allowed, which means a good generation and a good world is ahead with many prosperities. Okay, so this is what Radhakrishnan expects here. For example, I am saying a kind of imaginary project. Okay, think that a man, a dictator, ordered another man to invent a gas. Okay, he asked the person to invent gas in order to kill others. Okay, if the man who is going to invent the gas had got graduation and PhD from university. Okay, if he really educated, if he really a literate person, okay, he will not be doing so, because Just for the sake of money, we could not kill others. Just for the sake of being friend with others, we should not kill many. Okay, so all these things will be the source of incomplete education. So this is what Radhakrishnan says here. The education should not be an incomplete one. It should be a complete thing. A complete sense will give you a good scope towards the future. So the universities, colleges and other things should expel the students with not only the education but also with morality and other good values, so that the world could survive, and this is what he expects. And he says we have a great culture, great tradition, we have taken it from Harappa, from Mohenjo-daro. It has to be carried to the world. This is what he conveys. So the culture, what we inherit, what we had lived, should be shared with others. So with this I stop, and I hope this would have made some kind of knowledge over this character's destiny. Thank you everyone.